Let's call the meeting of the Finance Committee to order on January 20, 2021. As chair of the Finance Committee, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12 pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04 and subsequent extensions, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are providing public access to the meeting by telephone, with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. To access Zoom, please refer to the agenda or to the city's website for the meeting link. To join by phone, dial 1-929-205-6099. The meeting ID is 818-4338-4068. And the passcode is 370538. The public may also view the meeting via channel 16. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through public postings. Instructions have also been provided on the City of Nashua's website at www.nashuanh.gov and publicly noticed at City Hall and at the Nashua Public Library. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 16, please call 603-821-2049 and they will help you connect. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. So, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll? Madam Clerk, you might be.
I think she's muted, yeah.
I think you're on mute.
You're right, sorry. Alderman Patricia Klee. Can you hear me?
Yes, but now Trish is.
Now I'm on mute, yes. I'm here, I am alone, and I can hear the proceedings.
Alderwoman Elizabeth Liu. Clerk, I am present. I am in the room with my granddaughter and I'm practicing social distancing and I can hear you all. Alderwoman at Large, Shoshana Kelly.
I'm here. I'm in this room alone and I can hear everyone.
Alderman at Large, Brandon Michael Laws.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brandon, Alderman Laws contacted me to say that he's not feeling well and he could not make the meeting tonight.
Okay. And Alderman at Large, Michael B. O'Brien Sr.
I am present. I can hear the proceedings and I am alone.
And Mayor Jim Natchez.
I'm present. I'm practicing social distancing and I'm in the room alone.
We have 5 and we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So we have public comment. Anyone from the public wish to address the committee? We will go to communications. The first from Kelly Parkinson, Purchasing Manager.
Mayor Donches?
Yes. Yes.
Will there be another public input at the end? Is this the public input to speak to items that are being acted upon?
There's public comment at the end, yes. So I think.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the communication is from Kelly Parkinson, Purchasing Manager. and who is, Ms. Parkinson is present. Madam Clerk.
There being no objection, Mayor Donches accepted the communication and placed it on file.
Now, aren't we, this is the change order for the ammunition, right?
Yes, change order for ammunition and supplies. Sorry.
Well, we need a motion to approve it.
Oh, we do? Okay. I motion to approve the change order for ammunition and supplies. Really? Okay. There being no objection, Mayor Donches accepted the communication and placed it on file.
It's just a communication because it's under 25,000.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All right,
right, so-
sorry. Yes,
Okay.
the original contract was 59, but now it's, the addition is a little over 10,000.
Yeah,
So you were right, Madam Clerk.
that's okay.
It's, so the motion should be to accept and place on file. Could you please call the roll?
Alderman Patricia Clee,
Yes.
Alderman Lou, Alderwoman Lou, Alderwoman Shoshana Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of order.
That's okay. I just like that you use my full name. Do you want me to vote now?
Go right ahead.
Yes.
And the clerk says yes. Alderman Laws. Forgot. Alderman O'Brien
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes, the motion passes. Next communication is from Kelly Parkinson, Purchasing Manager. Madam Clerk, or Alderman Harriet Gathright.
All right. I motion to accept, placed on file, and approve the contract for software maintenance to Root Match Software, Inc., in the amount of $39,760.81. Funding will be through Department 186 Transportation, account 54407, software maintenance by roll call.
Now, Sarah Marchant was going to be here on this, but she is participating in an airport authority meeting and discussing with them the master plan. So we thought that this is, the software is to assist with the routing of the fixed route buses and the call for ride or on-demand service. So we thought this is probably self-explanatory enough that you might feel comfortable acting on it without further explanation beyond that. So there is a motion. If you want further explanation from Ms. Marchant, we would need to hold it till the next meeting. Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want clarification. This is just the software maintenance, the typical annual, or is this something new above and beyond? That's my only question.
No, this is the annual license fee for the use of the software.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with the software. Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, if I don't, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
clerk says yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes, the motion passes. Next item is again from Kelly Parkinson, Purchasing Manager. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
I motion to accept, placed on file, and approve the renewal of maintenance for software for the dispatch and record system with Central Square TriTech Software in the amount of $69,868.75. Funding will be through Department 150 Police, account 54407, software maintenance by roll call.
And I believe Karen Smith is here or someone else from the police department.
I'm here, Peter Sinfo, IT manager over at the police department.
All right. Could you just explain this item for us, please?
Sure, this is the software annual maintenance for our records management and dispatching software. So it covers, updates, support, typical software maintenance type.
All right. Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Sinfo? Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you. And my question is to Peter, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Some of these things are germane to the emergency services division, such as the police and the fire. And I just wonder with the two IT departments, are we trying to get to a common goal where we can try to look to maybe get one canned type of program that would satisfy both fire and police needs? Or is there still priorities that each one has individually that it's just a dream? But I just wonder if that could save us money in the future.
Sure, yeah, we haven't thoroughly had that conversation, but one of the biggest challenges I would say we have at this point in the game is the two separate dispatch centers. So fire, as you know, has their own dispatch area as well as police. So I think until we have conversations of, how we handle that, there'll probably be a degree of separation there.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question actually is right in line with what Alderman O'Brien was asking. I'm sorry, Mr. Sinfo, you might not be able to answer this question, but my question is, are we using similar softwares in both locations? And because I don't know whether or not you can get like a bulk deal saying that the city is buying this and so on. And then that my second question to this was already in the budget, correct? We're not adding additional funds to you. It's your budgeted funds?
Yeah, so in regards to the budgeted funds, it is budgeted every year. And we account for a little bit of flex because like most software, they adjust every year. And to answer your first question, the fire department and the police department both had TriTech, which was IMC at the time, for a number of years. And the fire department found it not conducive to what they're trying to do in their area. So recently, I think within the last year, maybe two now, they moved to a new program, so.
Okay, thank you. Just one comment. So my understanding is that we're using two different softwares, and even if we were to try to get the two companies, so to speak, together, we would still have competing softwares, again, which would be an issue because this one you're saying does not meet their needs, or they felt it didn't meet their needs. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee.
Yes.
Clerk says yes. Alderwoman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien
Yes.
and Mayor Dodges.
Yes, motion passes. Next, we have unfinished business. There is none. New business resolutions, none. New business ordinances, we have none. Record of expenditures. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
Do we have, okay, sorry. I motion that the Finance Committee has complied with the city charter and ordinances pertaining to the record of expenditures for the period from January 1st, 2021 to January 14th, 2021 by roll call.
Any discussion on the motion? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
clerk says yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Dodges.
Yes. Motion passes. We now have general discussion. Is there anybody who wishes to address anything under general discussion? I do have a question for you, which is, we typically, well, there's no, we don't, I mean, it just is, I just wanted to get your reaction. We always meet at 7 and we kind of meet in the evenings because people are commuting and the like, but no one's commuting. Not many people are commuting anymore during the pandemic. Would you like to move the meeting back to 6:30? Is that something you would appreciate, or would you rather leave it at 7? Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any problem moving it to 6:30. 3 of us are state reps as well, and there may come a time when we have to do our execs up in Concord. I don't know about my other 2 colleagues, whether or not they would be going into Concord, but there could be that. But I think for now, I don't have any problems if the group wants to change it, and if
When
it turns out to be a problem.
When do you start with the so-called execs?
The executives right now, everything is in flux. They're not. They haven't even set up the public hearings yet. I know we're going to start sometime next week in my committee, municipal and county. I don't know about my other 2 colleagues as to when they will be starting there. So soon after that, we would be having execs. And I don't know what day of the week mine is even going to be. Now they're doing a Monday through Friday where they used to only do Tuesday through Thursday. So it's everything's up in the air.
Have any thoughts on it? One way or the other?
Linda, you're on mute.
I don't have a problem with 6:30, but I agree with Trish. I just don't know when the execs are going to start, but I think everyone is pretty much starting within the next week for hearings.
Well, maybe we should leave it at 7 then, and maybe think about it again when the session's over. It's not that big a deal. I was just wondering if we start a half hour early. Anyone else on that subject? Or Alderman O'Brien?
And thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sort of like in a way, can we just kind of table? It's not a bad idea. I'm not really against it.
Yeah.
Put it on the back burner for now. Let us get his feet wet. Because as you know, with the COVID, everything's totally different. And that's even true up at the state legislature. So we're under new things. So let's try it for a little bit and maybe make a decision in a month on this matter.
All right. So
We're also missing 2 members too
I
for this
would like
committee.
to weigh in as well.
Alderwoman Kelly.
I can be flexible, but 7 is better for me. Little ones are usually in bed by 7.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it at 7. I just wanted to throw it out there and see what people thought. Only if there were a very clear answer, 6:30, I think we could change it. All right. Any other general discussion? We're now on to public comment again. I believe there was a member of the public who wished to address the committee.
Mayor Dodges,
Yes.
this is Lori Ortolano, 41 Berkeley Street.
All right. Please proceed.
Yes, I just wanted to make an appeal to the group to maybe try to gather some information about what's happening with property assessments and potentially the assessable tax base as we go through this year and into next year, so that we are paying attention to what's going to happen to the tax rate. And I would like to appeal to the group to see if they would organize getting the new chief or the contracted chief to come in and do a talk about what they see potentially happening between commercial and residential properties, and if we expect to see the shift that other communities are potentially looking at. I don't know what the answer is to that. and there hasn't been any kind of indication of what's going on through the assessing board. But I think it's important. I read an article in New Hampshire Business Review where a group of attorneys were encouraging businesses to file under hardship due to act of nature, citing the pandemic, would fall under there to get tax reductions on businesses for what happened in 2019 and 2020. So I think I would be interested in trying to understand it, and I'm hoping the Finance Committee, the Budget Committee, and the Aldermen as a body would be interested in it, because that's where the money talk happens. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That is an important issue. Residential values are going up considerably, commercial maybe not as much. Remarks by aldermen.
Alderman, I'm
Or
sorry.
are there any other are there any other members of the public who would like to speak before we move to that? I don't hear anyone. Remarks by aldermen.
Mayor Donchess, if I could,
Go ahead, Alderwoman Kelly.
I do have remarks, but I also just wanted to reply to what was just brought up. I think it's a good point. My question would be, is it more appropriate in a budget committee versus finance, where we're just approving contracts, et cetera, whereas budget really looks at what's happening, how is the tax rate going to happen, that kind of thing.
I would say either the budget committee or the full board of aldermen.
Okay, thank you. And then since I have the floor, if that's okay.
Yes, of course, go ahead.
I generally don't weigh in on federal things, but it was an incredible historic day today with the inauguration of our new President Biden and our very first woman of color as vice president. And it was, it definitely brought tears to my eyes. So I really appreciated everything and looking forward to what's ahead.
Okay, thank you. Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As much as it was a momentous day today, how can you top it? Well, the O'Briens did, and it's tomorrow. My son, Michael, will accept his promotion as lieutenant of Nashua Fire Rescue, and he's going to be assigned to engine company number 5. And Mother and I are both very proud. He is a member of what, in my opinion, is one of the best firefighting forces in the state. And I wish him a long and healthy career and countenance and to do the right job and to lead his men both fairly and safely. And I wish him the best of luck in his new endeavors. So I'm quite a proud papa tonight, and I'll be proud equally tomorrow. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, congratulations. Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I was going to echo both of the things that Alderwoman Kelly had said. One was that I thought that the comments of the Mrs. Ortolano should be brought to the budget and to the full board. It never hurts to have as much education as possible, but I think those are probably the two better committees to be spoken to. This way we hit everybody. The other thing is, I agree with Alderman Kelly as well. I watched a lot of the proceedings. I felt like I was glued to my TV, and it brought so many tears to my eyes. It was really nice to see. And to you, Alderman O'Brien, congratulations on your son moving up the ranks. I'm sure you are a proud papa to have Junior there doing that. So thank you. Oh, and I did one other thing. I'm sorry. Yesterday was the drive by for the funeral of Andre Pelletier from the Public Works. Mr. Mayor, I heard that you led the parade of our 50 trucks, and Director Photo was at the end. And I spoke to Ms. Byers today, and she told me that his widow brought his ashes out of the funeral home so he could watch the parade go by, and that he would be very, very proud. So Thank you for all that Public Works, his family at Public Works did, as well as yourself, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Pelletier was a very popular and hardworking city employee. He had a really great sense of humor. Of course, he was with the city for 46 years. So he saw a lot of changes. As we were doing the parade, you know, a lot of the people don't remember, and some of you, Mike, I don't know, Alderman O'Brien might. I don't know who was here in the late 70s, but the Public Works garage used to be on East Hollis Street, right at the corner of what is now the Kinsley Street Extension and East Hollis Street. And I think the move occurred in about 77. So he, Mr. Pelletier went back that far to have worked in that old garage. So he was around a long time. It's very sad for his family. Any other comments, remarks by Alderman? Alderman Harriet Gathright. You're on mute. Linda, you're on mute.
Oh, geez. I just want to say congratulations, Michael Bryan Sr., and to your wife, but also let your son know that I said congratulations. Thank you.
Any other remarks by Alderman? If not, Alderwoman Clee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn by roll call, please.
Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee?
Yes.
Clerk says yes. Alderwoman Kelly?
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien?
Yes.
And Mayor Dodges.
Yes. And the meeting of the Finance Committee is adjourned at 7:27. It was